Thank you both for being with us. Dr. Navon, we'll begin with you. The Iranian lira, the Iranian economy are already plunging. Now come new sanctions. What will that mean?
So, first of all, as you said, the currency has collapsed and the economy is in dire straits. The Iranian regime has threatened to close down the Strait of Hormuz,
Conducting this naval drill over the weekend.
Right. So I don't think it's a real threat, because that would hurt the Iranian economy more than it would hurt the U.S. economy, for example. But tensions are raising. Now, another consequence of the U.S. sanctions is that they're going to affect also European economies and European companies. Many car industries such as Renault and Citroën, and also energy companies such as Total, will withdraw the investments from Iran, because the risk of losing business in the United States outweighs the advantages of doing business in Iran. So it's not only that the U.S. sanctions are going to hurt the Iranian economy, they are also going to force many European companies to pull out from Iran.
Because the question here is really the United States withdrew from the deal and is imposing sanctions. The other European countries did not pull out from the deal. They're not imposing sanctions, but the fact that Washington is imposing them, that by itself causes problems for the European countries as well.
Exactly. So as you mentioned, the European countries did not withdraw from the deal, but on the other hand, with the US government imposing those sanctions, de facto European companies will have to pull out from the Iranian economy. They won't have a choice. It will make more sense for them to pull out, because they would be hurt from the US sanctions if they continue to do business in Iran. So as I said, doing business, being hurt by being sanctioned by the U.S. administration, is worse for them than doing business in Iran. So it also affects very much the European companies and European economies.
Will Iran eventually cave in? We heard, for example, President Trump saying, "I'm willing to meet Iran, no preconditions." Will they finally give up and say, "You know what? We give in. We're going to meet you, Mr. President. See how we take it from there"?
I think this will depend on two things. First of all, the attitude of the other world powers who signed the JCPOA, the Iranian deal, the nuclear deal with Iran. Will they go along with the United States, or will they simply refuse to show any compromise vis-a-vis Iran and say, no, we'll keep the deal, and that might boost the Iranian regime. The other question is whether or not there's going to be a rebellion, a real rebellion, even a revolution in Iran itself, because we see already a lot of demonstrations in Iran with people saying we don't have food, we don't have fuel, and the regime is sending all our money to Hezbollah and to Nasrallah in Lebanon and elsewhere. So if the regime is really threatened from within and doesn't see any united front from the world powers, it might cave in and ask for another deal.
Dr. Navon, thank you very much, and you're staying with